Prime Minister Andrew Holness says he's not power hungry, but the JLP is in full attack mode against the PNP, accusing them of corruption, KSAMC fraud, and links to criminal dons. Meanwhile, opposition leader Mark Golding is under fire for going after Dennis Chung and clashing with Jamaica's private sector. In this expert political analysis, we break down the full political drama, the scandalous twist, and what it all means for Jamaica's future from a political expert lens with humor, sarcasm, and facts. Subscribe for more explosive breakdowns of Jamaican politics. What if I told you the Prime Minister just said he's not power hungry, while his party accuses the opposition of funding dons, fraud, and throwing temper tantrums over Dennis Chung? By the end of this video, you will see why that statement might be the most strategic thing Holness has said all year, and why Mark Golding is either a political martyr or the main character in a plot twist Jamaica wasn't ready for. A country at the crossroads. Let's be honest, Jamaican politics has always been spicy, but recently the flavor turned nuclear. We've got Prime Minister Andrew Holness standing on stage boldly declaring, "I'm not power hungry, I'm here to serve." Yet behind him, the JLP is throwing political jabs like Tyson in his prime, accusing the PNP of corruption, fraud, and even links to criminal dons. Meanwhile, Mark Golding, opposition leader, is on defense, fighting what he calls a targeted character assassination, while also clashing with Jamaica's private sector over Dennis Chung's appointment. This isn't just politics. This is a full-blown turf war for narrative control. But is Holness really the servant leader he claims to be? Or is this just calculated PR during a scandal storm? Be honest, do you believe the Prime Minister is really not power hungry? Or is this just a PR move before elections? Drop your opinions below, unfiltered. Holness versus Golding round 3. So here's what went down. At a JLP meeting in South Central St. Catherine, Holness gets ahead of the narrative, painting himself as a humble servant. "My motivation is to serve, not rule." Translation: please ignore the headlines. I'm just a nice guy with a PhD in patriotism. But right after that, his team went full attack mode. James Robertson lit up the mic, accusing the PNP of turning the KSAMC into a political Ponzi scheme. Enter Lawrence Rowe, a former PNP insider who's now spilling tea to MOCA, allegedly linking high-profile PNP members to KSAMC fraud, money mismanagement, and yes, funding criminal dons. Plot twist, his phone was seized by investigators. So this isn't just he say or she say, it's turning into a digital paper trail. The Chung controversy. Now Golding wasn't about to sit quietly. He's furious about Dennis Chung's appointment as Chief Technical Director at the FID. Why? Because he claims the process lacked transparency. But JLP's Senator Abka Fitz-Henley called him entitled, desperate, unfit to lead. Whew. Jamaica's political drama could give Netflix a run for their money. So here's the question. Is Golding the opposition leader Jamaica needs, or just another career politician on the verge of implosion? One word to describe Jamaica's politics right now. I'll go first. Chaotic. Now your turn. Power perception and political survival. Now let's put on our political expert analysis hat. This is bigger than PM speeches and opposition clapbacks. This is about optics, because in a country where the public is tired of scandals, empty promises, and unholy alliances, the real war is for perception. Holness knows this. That's why he's positioning himself as selfless, steady, not power hungry. Meanwhile, Golding is trying to stir the pot, speak truth to power, but ends up attacking his own allies in the private sector. A bold move, but was it strategic or self-sabotage? Key insight. This isn't about who's right. It's about who controls the narrative. And right now, it's a brutal tug of war. Both sides flinging accusations while the Jamaican people are stuck watching from the sidelines, waiting for results, not just rhetoric. If you had to choose between Holness or Golding to lead Jamaica for the next 5 years, who would you vote for and why? Let's hear it in the comments. Here's a summary of the highlights and the key points. PM Holness claims he's not power hungry, but is leading a party in attack mode. The KSAMC scandal involves allegations of fraud, corruption, and criminal funding. Mark Golding's war on Dennis Chung backfires with the private sector and the JLP clapping back hard. This is shaping into a high-stakes battle of perception versus principle. Imagine you're the Prime Minister right now. What's the first thing you do to fix Jamaica's politics? Be bold, be savage, drop your first executive order below. So who's really fighting for the people and who's just fighting to win? Drop your take in the comments. Holness or Golding? Subscribe for more no holes barred political breakdowns, patriotic Jamaican style, and smash that bell before another scandal drops while you sleep. Shots fired. Whole heap of political shots. The JLP a clot after Mark Golding and the PMP since Sunday. But we hear where James Robertson have to say.
I am not going to cap, but there is an issue right now, and I'm speaking in the councillor section, the early section tonight. I want to say to the PNP, if you own come and tell us that you have been thieving at the KSAC already, how so quickly you find yourself in that position? Their own has already given a statement to the police, to MOCA, and has told it how it a go. If they can be raiding the KSAC, thieving out the KSAC, good God, how could you make them go near billions when they're already thieving millions?
So even though the JLP have more corruption scandals under their name, far more than the PMP, can you notice only one Robertson can talk about and at the KSAMC corruption scandal? But guess what? The JLP is good at being wrong and strong. This is a perfect example because Robertson act like say Theme Party no have no corruption allegations and accusation attached to feed them name. Him actually and all of the JLP ministers act like nothing no happen. Act like they don't have no corruption by their name. Just notice, because they're good at controlling the narrative by staying ahead of the narrative. Them are rewrite the narrative, and by doing that, them create a different perception in the minds of the people, because everything is about perception, the optics, the outward appearance of how the people perceive the corruption. So them rather be wrong and strong than to be weak and right. I want to know this wouldn't be complete if Abka did not have something to say. So let's listen up.
Because the move by the opposition leader to take to the political platform and essentially cuss members of the private sector who have disagreed with his stance concerning the FID appointment is very unfortunate. Beatrice Yaga and William Mafuda are two members of the private sector who have been vocal in supporting the appointment. Unnecessary berating of some patriotic Jamaicans who are not coy about disagreeing when they see fit. What Golding has done regarding this matter is indicative of the leadership he proposes to bring, where when somebody disagrees with him, including members of the private sector, he clearly is prepared to take to the political platform and berate them unfairly and unnecessarily so. It smacks of a sense of entitlement and desperation on the part of the opposition and the opposition leader. And so when they go on the platform, they talk about the Prime Minister having 28 accounts, suggesting he's the beneficial owner of 28 bank accounts. Not true. It's a lie. If you look at the Integrity Commission document, it speaks to Prime Minister's mother's account, father's accounts, sister, loan accounts, a number of insurance accounts, mortgage, credit cards, etc. However, the opposition has been spreading this lie, seeking to pull the wool over the eyes of the Jamaican people, because they have no message. Murders are down, record decline, over 44%, unemployment and poverty, record low. The Jamaica Labour Party administration will not be distracted by the lies of the opposition. We are working on behalf of the people of Jamaica.
So let's hear what the PM have to say. Listen up.
I care about all the people of Jamaica. And it is important that you understand that I stand here not to seek power for power's sake. I am 53 years old in July. I have been in politics since I was 20, and I became an elected representative at 25. So I've spent more than half my life in politics. I don't do this for pay.
Point of order, Prime Minister. Point of order. Oh, you mean you not do it for pay? So why you raise your salary to 300%? If I not pay, you not do it for. If you actually did it for serve, and if you did it for be a servant leader, which you have not yet demonstrated that you are, then you raise your pay because you not do it for serve the country and serve the people. But because you not did it for serve the people but serve on yourself, that's why you raise your salary to actually 300%. Can you imagine? Yet people who work minimum wage struggle. Sometimes I wonder how people actually survive off a minimum wage. Even if some of them not pay rent, I still wonder how we want them when not pay rent survive versus the one them will actually have to pay rent, plus utilities, plus fear and lunch money if you go back at work, plus if you take care of youth if them have none. I don't think you understand the reality. Politicians are actually out of touch with the common man's reality. They just I can't pretend like they can't relate to you because, oh, I come from humble beginnings. Me used to go this a basic school, that the primary school there, Ray. Yes, they might come from that, but as soon as they reach in an elite society, it's like their number one job is to actually turn them back on the people and where them are come from. You see me? The people who build them, they use them. You see me? They use the people them who vote for them. That's all politicians do. Manipulate and misuse the voters through various lies, political spins, and propagandas. But me I go make the PM continue, but me did have to interject when he talk about they not do it for salary. Me they don't make him say that and pretend like say me not hearing say when just say. That name they don't go over my head. You mad?
I don't do this for titles.
Point of order again. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness, says the man with a doctorate on his name, says the man that is a UK privileged Privy Councillor. That's why they don't want dash away the UK Privy Council, cause him go lose that title there. These people are obsessed with titles. Most honorable, is it most honorable or very honorable? Dr. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness, obsessed with titles. I never hear no US president name. President Dr. Donald Trump, President Dr. Joe Biden. White man no care about titles. White man is obsessed with power and dominance and global control. That Mr. Chin Bakra them obsessed over power, global dominance. Something where the black man knows nothing about, but then quickly obsessed over titles.
My journey in leadership is such that I have passed those things. I have dedicated my life for the transformation of Jamaica. So because my journey started here with you, I can identify with you and you can identify with me. So you know that I am genuine. My quest to continue to lead the country comes from a genuine place that cannot be questioned. My loyalty to this country cannot be questioned. My commitment, dedication cannot be questioned. My allegiance to this country cannot be questioned. I have chosen to give my life in service to Jamaica. It was not a second thought. It was not to put on my resume. It is because I love, care, and respect the people of this country.
This is why voter apathy take place in Jamaica. This is why people become disillusioned with politics and politicians. Because in addition to what Roberts just said, of course, many Jamaicans are going to ask the question, which is if the PNP not going to power yet and them inner accusations and allegations of corruption with the KSAMC municipality. So if them are do that the type of corruption they in opposition, people are going to ask the question, say, which is a logical question. It's a commonsensical question. If this is what we have to look forward to, or we are going to get worse and bigger corruption scandal from them if them form the next government. People are going to ask them the question then. People where I look towards the PNP as an alternative choice to vote for. This is why it is important for political parties differentiate and distinguish themselves from each other. There must be a clear and defining, contrasting difference between the two of them. It's supposed to be a night and day difference, basically. Where you can say, me can see the distinct difference between the two of them. You can say, oh, one name call up in a corruption, whole heap of corruption allegations and accusation, and this one ya name never call in and none. That's supposed to be the difference. So you know, say easily, I want where the name no call up on a corruption allegations and accusations, you're supposed to choose. But when the two of them name are call up on a mix up in corruption allegations and accusations, it make you wonder, say, alright, better the devil you know than the devil you don't know. As what Darrell Vaz say, stick to the evil way you know. Darrell Vaz openly I make we know say the JLP is evil. In call the JLP evil. I never mean so. Go check Darrell Vaz. I him so. So people are gonna say, might as well left the JLP if you go and do for them accusations and allegations of corruption, because we not have nothing better to expect from the PNP. You don't want people to look upon you and I say, oh, them just hungry for power and them want go in there to go do the same thing where the JLP are do. I saw people are look upon it in a real life, in a reality. Remember the last election, only 37% of the voting electorate actually voted and participated. 37%. Remember that. So if the overwhelming majority of Jamaicans no longer vote and no longer participate in elections, it means your favorite politicians and your favorite two major political parties are doing something wrong to turn off the majority of Jamaicans, which is causing voter apathy and causing people to become disillusioned. That means 63% never participated voted in the election, and that 37% is split between the JLP and the PNP. So, me want the JLP and PNP supporters know say, you are the vocal minority. The majority, we just there, so we silent and we are look and we are watch. We are the silent majority. Where we just get disinterested and we decide say, me no see nothing for vote for. We no see who for vote for because we don't have the tribal mindset. We come out and we step away from that tribal mindset because that now put Jamaica nowhere. The tribal mindset make you protect corruption and defend corrupt political leaders. That's what tribal mindset do. It makes you get offended when somebody like me come and highlight the truth and the facts. Say this is what it is. Tribal mindset. It's political dogma. It's very dogmatic. And what makes you know that what type of politics is dogmatic is the mere fact that if you say the politician they corrupt and when they wrong, you see people start defending and start cuss you and turn upon you and say you are a problem. That's how you know it is dogmatic.